folks, welcome to another edition of Play Branson, where you get to know Branson entertainers better. My name's Chris Meyer. I'm going to be your host today. Now, if you have watched this show for any length of time, you know I always have a co-host. And so this next month, I am not going to have a co-host. Haley Westrich, our co-host, has actually taken another job where she can't be here now when we film. And so she's still working and helping in the background. But I need a new co-host. So send me your resume. Or if you love Branson shows, let me know, and I might consider you. And then again, maybe I won't. Who knows? Anyway, today we're actually doing our 87th episode, and on the show we have Earl Vaughan. We hope he shows up anyway. He's not here yet, but we hope he shows up, with Sons of Britches. Now, I didn't say a bad word, even though it sounded like it. So, you know, this is just going to be different without Haley here. And I personally want to thank her for all of her time, all of her dedication into helping make this show a success. And she's done a lot of hard work behind the scenes. We have in the past done these questions, dumb questions or things that make you go, And we don't do that every episode, but I do have some dumb questions. But before I get to those, every once in a while I like to pull out a CD that I'm enjoying, and today I have Plum. Now you may be saying, who is Plum? Now, Plum has actually performed in Branson here a couple times. She was most recently, did a show for one night only down at the Andy Williams Moon River Theater, and this is just a really good album, beautifully broken. They're playing a lot on the record or the radio stations right now. But just highly recommend this album if you're looking for some new music. It's going to be pop, light pop, maybe you could say a little rock, but I wouldn't call it a little rock, but kind of a new sound for her. And okay, here's my dumb questions. If someone with multiple personalities threatens to kill themselves, is it considered a hostage situation? Interesting. If humans get a Charlie horse, what do horses get? And if you didn't get caught, did you really do it? I would actually say yes. And this is an interesting one. If you're born again, do you have 2 belly buttons? Now, I didn't write this stuff, so that's kind of crazy. Now, here's the deal. This is your trivia, and I'm not going to answer this to you, is tell me the person that doesn't have a belly button. I want to go on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Play Branson. Tell us the trivia question there. Who does not have a belly button? There is somebody. Okay, we'll be back in a minute with more Play Branson.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson, where you get to know Branson entertainers better. And today I am here with Earl Vaughan with Sons of Britches.
Britches. There's an R in there. Yeah, you got to get that R in there.
Yes, you definitely do. And so Earl, it's good to have you. First time you've been on the show.
Yes.
And you've been in Branson a long time.
I have.
And so take people back, like give us your history, because we always like to start there.
Okay, obviously I've been, I'm from Missouri, so I've been coming to Branson a long time. And when I was young and going to Silver Dollar City, and but when I came down here and started performing, that was in 1979.
Wow.
I came down and was working at a club and got to know a lot of show people because they would stop in after their show. And so I did a club gig here for 3 years. Then I went away and I played a club gig in Joplin. I played there for a year, and then I came back. I left there, went back to Springfield, and then I got a call from a friend of mine saying, well, the Roy Clark Theater. This was in 1984. He said the Roy Clark Theater is looking for a guitar player. Come down and audition. So I did. So I auditioned for that and got that job. Worked there in '84.
Now, was that at with Roy Clark?
It wasn't with Roy.
Okay,
it was just in the show.
Okay.
But I met a lot of folks coming through there. Bill Anderson, Tammy Wynette, just a bunch of them. But then I was there for a full season. Then I left there and went back to Springfield and got back doing clubs again. And then a guy I was working with in a club was renting a home from one of the ball knobbers up in Nixa. And he told me one night, he said, ball knobber's looking for a guitar player. And I said, well, perhaps I'll go audition. He said, oh, they probably hired somebody. Anyway, so I told my wife that when I got home. Well, the next morning she had this big old long stick that sharp on one end, poked me in the back saying, call, call, call. So I called and I
She
talked
wanted you to get a different job.
Yeah, she did. So I called and talked to Bill Mabe, and I got an audition for that Monday night. Well, they put me on stage after my audition. That night I was on stage.
Wow.
I was on stage Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, not knowing if I had a job or not. And so Friday and Saturday had some gigs booked that I had to play. But I came back down for an afternoon audition on that Monday, April 26th, I think it was, or 8th, one or the other, and in 1986, 86.
Oh, there went your phone.
There we go.
That's okay. That, I think, might be the first actual phone call an entertainer's ever had on our show. So
that was my business partner.
There we go. You can talk to him later.
I'll talk to him later on. That's right. He probably wants me to buy him lunch or something.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, I stayed with the ball knobbers. The track record for the guitar players, except for one back in the earlier days, was like 3 years. And so I took the job, and one of the players that were my predecessors said, well, enjoy it. You're only going to be there 3 years. Well, I wound up staying there almost 21 years.
21 years at the ball knobbers, at the guitar, playing guitar.
Playing guitar and singing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great history.
That is something.
Yeah.
It is something.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, I enjoy it. And, but right now I'm having more fun than I've ever had playing music.
So you did that for 21 years.
Yes.
And so when was your last year at the ball knobbers?
I was 2000, at the beginning of the season of 2007. My wife was a travel nurse, and so she was working a contract on St. Thomas. Well, she wanted to move down there. So I said, well, okay, we'll sell the house. We went home and told our boys, we sold the house. You got 30 days to figure out what you're going to do, because they were both, graduated, and so they moved to Florida, and they worked on a yacht down there for almost 3 years. And then I lived on St. Thomas for as long as I could take it, which was about 11 and a half months. The island is too small.
Too small for
Oh,
you.
man, I'll tell you what, I got island fever. Claustrophobia. I'd go down, my wife be working her contract at the hospital, and I'd be sitting down reading a book over by where the planes were coming in and taking off, wishing I was on one of them taking off,
Oh, wow.
But I likened the island experience as a boat owner. The happiest days of their life is, the happiest day is buying the boat, and their next happiest day is selling the boat.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, so that's how I felt about the island.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So then you, did you come back to Branson?
Came back to Branson. I worked at some friends, had a show here in town, the Horn family, and they had the Circle B. And so I played cowboy music for them for, 2008 till they quit, I think, in 2013 was their last show. So I stayed with them 5 years.
Yeah.
And, played cowboy music and did what I do,
Yeah.
And then wasn't ready to hang up my spurs yet. So Louis Darby, my business partner, he was playing fiddle for them on and off. And so we decided we'd just get something going. So we did.
So that's how the Sons of Britches.
The birth of the
Sons of Britches. And so you also have, in this show, you have Randy Plummer.
We do.
And Randy has been on the show before, and he's like a living legend in Branson.
Yes.
And so you really have, like, your show, you have a lot of guys that have got really a lot of history.
A lot of musical history
in Branson.
Yes.
And so that is awesome. And the And it's just 3 of you, right?
Right.
Okay.
So that, and there's a theory for that for me. It's like if you have more than 3, and the kind of show that we do is a request show. So if you have more than 3, somebody's always on the outside.
Okay.
You know, but this way with the 3 of us, the nucleus is just right here, and it works like a charm.
Really?
Yeah.
So guitar style, like, is there a certain type of guitar style you like to play, or did you pick it up? Like, how did you learn, I guess, too?
I'm self-taught.
Self-taught.
But I use a lot of, I have a lot of different influences.
Okay.
I'm influenced by, Buck Owens, guitar player, Don Rich, Roy Nichols, who played for Earl Haggard, Larry Carlton, who is just a tremendous jazz player, and Chet Atkins, of course. It's just a lot of influences. So I kind of mix it all up.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Well, this is actually a good stopping place for us, folks. We're going to be back in just a minute, and we're going to learn more about the show Sons of Britches in just a moment. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson, and I am here today with Earl Vaughan with the Sons of Britches. Now, if you just watched a moment ago, Earl's got a long history of playing guitar, 20 years at the Ball Knobbers, played at Circle B. There was somebody...
Roy Clark Theater.
Yeah, so you've seen a lot of change in the industry here in Branson.
I have.
And so today you're now doing a show called Sons of Britches.
Yes.
And you guys wear overalls. This is your uniform.
I'm going to work here.
You're going
shortly.
to work.
Yes.
And so tell people about the show. Like what is it like?
Well, our show is unique. We'll open the show just to kind of give you an idea of what kind of variety of music we can do. And then we'll do about 3 songs or 4 songs. Then we toss it to the audience, and they dictate what they want to hear for the rest of the show. And it's totally a lot of fun. It's the most fun I've ever had playing music, and it keeps the show fresh. We don't work off a script of any kind, and we have our own brand of humor that we throw in there. And it's just, some of it's current event stuff, and some of it's just daily stuff that we run into. And it's just a lot of fun.
So if you're like, I don't know that there's any other show like this in Branson where people just like say, here's what they want to hear, and you guys play it. Like, you got to have an incredible repertoire of music to be able to do that.
Yeah. Well, we work off of smartphones too, and the way I set this up is, we need to know the song. We need to know the melody. We look the words up, and we can do a song we've never done before. Just if we know the melody, and we work off our phones for the lyrics, and it's very interesting. It's a lot of fun. So
what's the percentage of songs that when people shout out or holler out or however they do it, what's the percentage that you guys know or actually play, I guess?
It's a pretty high percentage. It's surprising. And we get requests for, we've done Moon River, we've done I Left My Heart in San Francisco. I mean, we just got we have a whole interesting musical background to us.
Yeah. And so tell people where the show's at and when it is, and so we can make sure they can get there.
Absolutely. We do shows at the IMAX Little Opry Theater there on Shepherd Hills Expressway, and our shows are Friday and Saturday at 2, Sunday and Monday at 8 p.m., and we have a Wednesday afternoon show, or I guess dinner time kind of show, at 5 p.m.
5 p.m. So different times depending on the day. And so, they can
It gives everybody a little, a chance to, make the show.
And it's a 90-minute show.
It's 90 minutes straight through, and I generally, we do our announcements and stuff, and I tell folks about the 90 minutes straight through. because that keeps, most all of the shows do intermission.
Right.
And, it's kind of a convenience thing for them because they've got souvenirs to sell and this and that. And people can come and go to our, to use the restroom if they need to. But I find that it's really hard to keep, to build the momentum back up after a 20-minute intermission.
Yeah.
And so
you just keep it rolling.
And a lot of times it runs a little over 90 minutes, it depends. I mean, we try to take care of all the requests that we know, and we try to make sure everybody is happy. And so that's the whole deal.
That is wild. And so I have the word down here, hillbilly chic.
Hillbilly chic. I
hillbilly
guess
chic.
Referring to our clothing.
And you guys have, it says country, Cajun, Zydeco, bluegrass, and old-time rock and roll. Those are a lot of the different styles that you guys are playing.
Yeah, we do several Beatles songs. Yeah, it's just tons of fun.
And the thing I liked here, it said a 2-hour show in 90 minutes.
Yes,
I thought that was really good. And the thing I like about the IMAX theater, the Little Opry Theater, it's a small, intimate theater. And so they're going to be pretty darn close to you because that stage is like really close. It's right
there. The front row is just right at your feet. And we've had the last few shows, we've had folks on the front row. We've had some good audience in there.
And they can literally put their feet on the stage.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like that. So that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. But I love the intimacy of that theater.
Yeah. If you didn't have anybody yell out requests, do you guys just do it off the cuff?
We take off. Yeah. If nobody, it takes a little while sometimes, depending. We have a Century Club. We have folks that have literally seen us over 100 times.
Over 100 times.
Because the show is always different. It's never the same show. Yeah. And so they're always surprised and amazed at what we pull out of our hat.
Yeah.
And then, with the requests and everything, it's amazing.
Yeah. So if you were like looking back at the history of Branson, is there any great stories that just stick out to you that you're like, we need to get this on tape just for historical purposes?
Well, let's see. One time I was when I was at the Ballnobber show, and I liked this story. In the old theater, before they remodeled and got different lights and stuff, a wasp came down, and it landed on Droopy Drawers, the original Droopy Drawers' neck, and stung him. And so he swatted that away, he swatted that wasp away. And so I kept watching, and he kept looking around, he was watching for it to come back again. Well, it came back and landed on the seat of his pants. And he was working downstage in front of me. I stepped off of my riser, went down there, and I put my foot on the back of his pants and killed that wasp. But he was rather, to use the term, goosey. Yeah. I mean, you could just point your finger at him and, But anyway,
he did the show.
He did the show.
Wow.
Yeah. And I got the wasp. He threw his washboard down and turned around and looked at me, and I pointed down to the wasp.
Yeah.
So, I got two with one.
See, that is a good story. And I think there's a lot of stories like that. And,
there's some stuff on, there's some footage on, but when we started recording the show, somebody dressed in a gorilla suit one night and come chasing him through the theater.
Wow.
Because he had a pocket where he'd fall back into that pocket. Well, there was somebody dressed in a gorilla suit in there, and they chased him out of there. Oh, it's funny.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there was some great times.
Okay, folks, you are not going to get that on any other show in Branson.
No.
So that is exclusive here to Play Branson, that story. And so, Earl, it's great to have you here. I want to come see you play the guitar because you've got to be an amazing guitar player if you've done it all these years. Otherwise, no one would keep hiring you, right?
Well, I guess.
So,
let's say I get the job done.
You get the job done.
Yeah.
And so, folks, if you want to see the Sons of Britches, they're over at the IMAX complex in the Little Opry Theater. Go see Earl and Randy and Lewis Darby. And I haven't seen you forever. I need to get you on the show as well. And so, folks, this has been another edition of Play Branson, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Goodness gracious, great ball of fire.
We do just about every genre. If we know a verse and a chorus of a song of any genre, we'll do it.
You know, the great thing about this show, it's the only one like it in Branson where the audience gets to pick the music.
Lots of fun and laughs. Would recommend this for the whole family. We're the Sons of Britches. Sons of Britches. That's Britches with an R.
Oh, with R. So, folks, there's a lot of great concerts coming up here in the next couple of days and weeks here in Branson. Tomorrow night, Trace Adkins is in town. He's been here before. He's back. Welcome back, Trace. Good to have you in town. And then we also have the Bellamy Brothers tomorrow night over at the Mansion Theater as well. So some special one-off concerts. Pam Tillis and Lori Morgan, October 20th at Andy Williams Moon River Theater. And then we've got Balloons Over Branson, October 24th through the 28th. So you can see hot air balloons in town. You can have the opportunity to ride them. We've got Mo Bandy in town, and he's actually at a 10 a.m. slot, which is a little unusual for some of these one-off special limited engagement concerts. Ronnie McDowell coming up. Charlie Pride's going to be here October 26th. Charlie has like 36 number one hits, a legend, Country Music Hall of Fame. Lee Greenwood coming up November 7th. So we have a bunch of entertainers. I didn't announce them all here, so if I missed somebody, it's okay. But lots of folks coming up in Branson. If you need help planning your Branson vacation, you can go to ibranson.com. You can see all the show schedules, attractions, hotels. You can book it all online. Or you can call those folks at 1-877-ENTERTAIN, and you're going to get some local Branson experts that can help you plan your vacation. If you've got just questions, they can help answer those questions as well. If you haven't liked our Facebook page, go to facebook.com/Play Branson, like the page, follow us. Every Thursday, we're launching a new episode, and until the creek ride, until God calls us home, we're going to try and do it as long as we can. And we don't do a lot of edits on this, so you get the bloopers as we go forward. And if you've got an idea for a new co-host, let us know on Facebook as well. This has been another edition. We'll see you next week here on Play Branson.
The Christmas season is a perfect time for family traditions, and Branson's Gift of Lights, Branson's all-LED Christmas display drive-thru, is a great way to create those lasting Christmas memories. This year, discover new LED Christmas displays and an amazing new tunnel with state-of-the-art lighting. Santa loves these lights and will be there many nights. Branson's Gift of Lights is located just north of Sight and Sound Theater on Expressway Lane, open nightly through January 1st. Visit bransonlights.com for more info.